If you're thinking about buying a fiber laser, stop what you're doing because you could be wasting thousands of dollars. Today, we're unboxing the Momport GT 30-watt fiber laser, and I'm going to tell you exactly why you should or shouldn't buy it. By the end of this video, you'll know if this is an expensive mistake or right to add to your business. So let's jump in. All right, so I'm going to use my hammer here to kind of pry open this box. Obviously, a crowbar would be better, so just be careful when you're doing this process. Some of these screws are in there really good, or nails, I mean. Super excited because it's my first fiber laser. All right, let's see what's in this box. Okay, that's pretty cool. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be, but this is cool. This is like the computer portion of it, and then this is the head of the laser, so let's get it on my desk. All right, so we have the base plate here, so we need to screw in these little feet that it comes with. So we'll flip this over on the back, and then I think it just screws into these little holes right here, and we can do these bottom ones. That's pretty cool that it comes with these like rubber offset feet. All right, and then the next thing will be to screw in the laser section. All right, so we can put this beefy part on, and so according to the manual, it goes this way. So I just want to line up the holes. We can see the ruler here, and so make sure you're using the right size screws for this. I want to just kind of screw all of them in. That way, they're not going in crooked at all. And then it comes with tools so I can tighten it up. And then just tighten it up. Not too tight though that they get stripped. All right, and now we're ready to put the next part on. Well, the laser head and the module are attached, so I had to bring them all over together. We can mount this. All right, next we need to attach this. And then there's a notch, so it makes it real easy. Make sure it's pushed in all the way, and then you just screw it on. And then once we have that end on, and then we will plug this one in to the laser head. Make sure it's pushed in all the way and that the notch is correct. All right, and then I'm gonna attach the foot so that I can use it to start and stop the laser. And then all that's left is to plug it in. We got a pretty decent array of colors here. Well, you can definitely cut through this material. I think it can definitely work because at 10,000 and 10%, it went kind of deep. So I think we could, if we did like 5% power or less, I think we can get a pretty decent engraving. Actually, whatever speeds they're using for this is the setting I want. But all right, so I do technically count this as a win, so we'll come back to this. That's not bad. We could probably even go to 1. Another test I want to do is on glass, which I feel like this is going to be foolish because I feel like it's just going to crack. So we're going to keep the speeds nice and fast. All right, so it went through the paint. I'm not sure if it actually went through the glass or not. And nothing. So fiber lasers do not work on glass. Next thing I want to do is the metal business card. So let's do our little test frame. That looks amazing. Obviously, the last little bit of it is on the second one, so we got some pretty great results. So now we're just going to choose our favorite one, and then that's that. Next, we're going to test this coated knife blade, and that looks pretty good. All right, and with our second material test, we definitely have a setting we can use. All right, next we are going to do a design on this knife blade. All right, let's just go for it and see what happens. That looks absolutely stunning. Finally, we are going to test this splash. Let's get it in focus. All right, and then we can hit start. All right, we can clean this up. These all look pretty good. I think I'm liking this one down here, the 800, 100. It's like 800, 10% power. All right, I have my flask in place and I've framed it out. So now let's run an actual design on it. Make sure you're wearing your safety glasses. That came out looking amazing. I do have to say, I think watching a fiber laser engrave might be the most satisfying thing on the planet. But oh my gosh, that looks so cool. And that's with like no cleanup whatsoever. That looks pretty great. And the final test, and the reason why I'm so excited to get a fiber laser, is to do some marking on like stainless steel and different kinds of metals. So let's get this one down. Looks like it's in focus already. All right, we have our design framed out, so let's go for it. Alright, so I didn't frame it quite right. I was a little off in the framing, but it's not bad. And that is looking pretty cute. Let's clean it up, and that looks pretty amazing. The amount of detail that you can get with this machine is pretty impressive. I've been having a lot of fun using this laser. As you can see, we've done this fun little business card. It does slate really well. I engraved this knife, and we did some stainless steel as well. And then this flask turned out really well. It's a pretty versatile machine, and it does really great with metals.